talk to you about one of the biggest mistakes people make in this world of network marketing. There's a lot of things that people make that I would term as biggest mistakes, but one of the biggest mistakes they make is when they are prospecting, they are talking too much. Your job when you're prospecting someone, wanting them to look at your business, is you want to stimulate an interest, not satisfy an interest. See, everything you do in this industry of network marketing, everything sets an example of what other people think they have to do. So if you come across as some, amazing, knowledgeable person, you may mesmerize them, but they're going to wake up the next morning and say, you know what, I can't do that. You see, if you do something utilizing tools, your job is to drive someone to a tool, to a video, to a website, to an audio, to a Zoom. And one of the mistakes that people make is they say too much. Your job is to stimulate an interest, not satisfy an interest. Most people are not very good at this. As soon as someone expresses a little bit of interest, what do? They give them a drink with a fire hose. They're like, oh my God, I've been waiting for you. The person asks a few questions, expresses a little interest, and you give them a drink with a fire hose, right? And then they start preconceiving what it is. They start getting their defenses up, and based on what you may or may not say, and they start forming an opinion. Oh, it's one of those deals. It's not for me. Your job in making the introduction is to stimulate an interest. Let the tools, let the video, let the website, let the audio, let the Zoom satisfy the interest. Okay, it's kind of like people have heard me talk about this before. You've learned everything you need to know about network marketing in kindergarten. It's called show and tell, right? We tell stories about our company, about our products, about what's happened to us and what's happened to others. So keep that in mind. Okay, the other thing that I like to make a comparison to is going to a really great movie or eating at a great restaurant. We've all done this before, and we enjoyed the experience, we enjoyed the movie, we enjoyed the restaurant, and we told somebody about it. And I think you would all agree we've done that. And I think you would also all agree that our excitement towards that movie, our excitement towards that restaurant influenced someone else to go eat there or maybe go see the movie. Now, we didn't tell them about the movie frame by frame. We stimulated an interest, saying as little as possible, you're not gonna believe this movie. It was unbelievable. You gotta check this out. This restaurant, it was to die for. The food just melted in your mouth. You've got to try this. And what do? You stimulate an interest in them wanting to have that same experience. See, when you're exposing someone to your business, if you give them a drink with a fire hose, you're going to overwhelm them. If you tell them, listen, I just found something, and you have got to check this out. Listen, I'm not gonna waste your time or my time. Trust me on this. You need to check this out. Well, what is it all about? I'm gonna send you a link. It'll tell you everything you need to know. Okay, I don't wanna spoil it for you. You gotta check this out. You're not gonna believe it. You create that excitement. You create that anticipation, that sense of urgency, that fear of loss, and you're going to get them to want to check it out. See, if you tell them too much, they think they know what it's about. They don't have to look. People will ask me questions, and I'll say, listen, I appreciate your question, but it's gonna get answered when you look at what I'm gonna send you, right? If you go into this question and answer, what the prospect is trying to do is to get enough information out of you to see if they really wanna take the time to listen, to look, to attend, whatever it might be you're inviting them to. If you say as little as possible, create an excitement, stimulate an interest for them to want to look, right? If you give them too much, they won't look. If you give them just a little interest, the only way they're going to find out what this is all about is by showing up, by attending the event, by being on the Zoom, by listening to the conference call, by watching the video that you send them, by looking at the website. So again, keep this in mind, folks. I can't tell you how crucial this is in the inviting process to stimulate an interest. Don't satisfy it. Hold yourself back. Here's another thing you want to think about. Leave them wanting more. When I'm having a conversation with, I like to leave before the conversation is over. I like to leave them wanting more, right? So think about that a little bit as you go through this prospecting. When someone says they're excited, they're interested, don't lose your head. Don't start rambling and going into a bunch of stuff. You want to stop yourself, hold yourself back and say, listen, I'm going to send you something. Okay? Just between you and I, you're not going to believe this, right? You've got to check this out. Another great line I love is, listen, you're giving you a little pushback, say, listen, you're way too sharp. This is going to be way too big for you not to take the time to look at this, right? Who can say no to that, right? Again, your job is to stimulate an interest, not satisfy an interest. If you employ this, I promise you, you're going to get people to look. The other thing that's happening is everything you do, right, is setting that example of what others think they have to do. If you keep it simple, they have no choice but to keep it simple. They have to do. And this is through every aspect of our business. Keep that in mind. Everything you do sets an example what others think they have to do. Anyway, I'm going to be giving you more tips. Hope you like this one.